Hey guys, welcome potters, wannabe potters, and fellow kiln opening addicts. A kiln opening today. Full disclosure, I cheated on you guys. I actually had a kiln opening, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, but it was very repetitive, so I didn't bother filming it. And also I'm in the middle of the Christmas crazies, so sometimes I'm just like, I don't have time to film. But today I do. So before we get started, I wanted to thank a few people. Paige Howard and Denise House. I believe they bought me coffee, so thank you so much. And Natalie from Walker Pottery for the super thanks. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. So this is the regular slow cool schedule up to, I think it's 2190, held for 5 minutes, then down to 1900 and held for 30. Okay, so full disclosure, I peeked obviously before I started, and there was a piece. So this is a great hint. If you pull a piece out of the kiln, your kiln is still warm, and it was a while ago that I pulled it out, because then I went for a walk to let it cool. And the piece was really quite warm, but as soon as I looked at it, it turned out the way I wanted, but it was there was not enough glaze on the top. I wanted more melt. So I pulled it out right away and I went and put more glaze on it, because if you do that when it's still nice and warm, then you don't have to worry about that drippage. It's challenging to reglaze pieces. John Brett says just to dip them and walk away, but usually have a little pool under your piece when you do that. So heat guns are your friend. But this is a great way to do it. If I'm a very impulsive person, so as soon as I saw it, I said that's getting refired. So if you're that kind of person and you pull something and you go, oh man, that's getting refired, that's the time to add glaze. Okay, this piece, there's a few pieces in the kiln. I'm doing a mixed media piece with a big wooden frame, and this is just the little snowman, and he's got little holes that twigs will come out of, and then he'll get wired to the piece. And he'll be looking up at a star with the sign below. You'll see the pieces. And this is just clear. I just did it in clear on white stoneware. White speckled stoneware looks like. This is just designer liner, thinned down. This is fire brick red, orange sienna, and then this is just designer liner black. So he turned out cute, and he did not crack. Great. And top shelf is always, just bits and bobs. So this says PEI guy. I'm doing little key change with these, and they just a little loop goes through the hole. And I am not taking this off on camera because I poked myself last week taking one of these off on these frickin' stilts, and I bled for like 3 hours, and it took a long time to heal, which is the worst when you're a potter, right? Another tip, which I'm sure a lot of you know, but when you're pulling your shells up and you do not want your kiln posts to fall off and break your pieces, give it a wiggle. Let's see if I can do this without cutting myself. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And it loosens it off the kiln post. And you can kind of feel it let go when you're doing that, so. Okay, I did 2 of these noodle bowls. I have to say, so I've had the new Spectrum glazes for a while now, and I would say my 3 favorites would be Ginger, Bayou, and Sunrise. I love Sunrise, and this is Sunrise. And it's 3 coats. I think I just did 2 just to the edge, but it did not run. I don't see any runnage. So it was Sunrise, Ginger, 3 coats Ginger, 3 coats Ginger inside with pearl white, double checking if I have pinholes. No pinholes, yay! And then I did a band of amaryllis between the 2 glazes. Looky, looky, looky. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. I love that. That's nice. Pretty. See if we were as lucky with the second one. No runnage. No pinholes that I can see. Oh, I think we have success on our hands here. There's a little rough spot, but that's me. That's just, and it's covered with glaze. Those are very pretty. Okay, success. I've got a few more of these further down in the kiln. So this is the classic Dippin' Alabaster. because I have dipping alabaster. 2 coats of raspberry mist, then a dip or slightly overlapping in Norse blue, and then a band of light flux. And that is very pretty. You get like such interesting variations. And that's credit to both the alabaster and the raspberry mist, I think. I've got a bunch of mushrooms in here. In all cases, the bottoms are alabaster. And then the top in this case would be papaya and poppy fields. It's slow coming to me. That's cool. So this is funny. I have some pieces that I have to have on stilts, and I have some pieces I have to hang. And I have some pieces I can lay flat on the kiln shelf, and Christmas crazies. So these were supposed to be on stilts, and I put them right on the shelf. Thank God for advancer shelves, because they just came right off. They're just garbage now. I'm just making little keychains, so those are toast. And little fishies. Yeah, I got keychains. Once again, I'm not attempting those on camera. Going to get myself a set of needle nose pliers when it's time to take those off. And oh, I guess you'd like to know, this is Turquoise Lake. And this one's an old floating blue that I had kicking around the studio, so I just thought I would try it. I haven't used it in a while. Okay. I made 4 of these, only 3 got into the load though. So it's a little piggy Christmas ornament, and it says "Missing You Pig Time." And then the back says Christmas 24. So this I just used Spectrum Soft Red, and I just did 1 coat around the letters, and I did 2 coats around the rest of the piggy. So my big Christmas sale is November 9th. So this week there'll be a lot of assembly of ornaments and stuff. I'm so nervous taking these things off. This is just a little bear with a baby bear in pearl white. I have some Harry Potter cookie cutters, so I've made a few ornaments, so tried to do them in the house colors. So Slytherin is in Holly Green, 2 coats. I just did 2 coats because I didn't want it to be too dark. Gryffindor, Firebrick Red. I think I just did one really, on the front, I did just 1 really thick coat because I was worried. I haven't used Firebrick on texture before, but that turned out nice. Ravenclaw is Deep Sea. Okay, just another Ravenclaw, another Slytherin. We were in Scotland a few weeks ago. We did a Harry Potter tour. I'm a Harry Potter geek. We watch Harry Potter every Christmas, all the Harry Potters. And it was so much fun. So this is Marigold, and that is Hufflepuff. And Gryffindor. Okay, next shelf. Okay, next shelf. 2 more noodle bowls, and I did those the same as in the mug. So it's the alabaster, the raspberry mist, the Norse blue, and the flux. Look, I got a little bit of crawling here, so I'm gonna have to refire, which is gonna be dicey. I'll have to put it up on stilts or something. Must have been too wet when I did it, and yeah, it crawled on both sides. C'est la vie. This one also crawled on one side. So I really find often if something's going to crawl, it's going to crawl right under the lip of the bowl. I don't know if we get more glaze gathers there or how it reacts in the kiln, but it's like a favorite spot for things to crawl for sure. Oh, this turned out pretty. And did it crack? No. Lovely. So I fired these, I threw these separately and then fired them together, and they melded quite nicely. So I had seen this on, I think, Facebook. 2 coats of blue hydrangea, then 2 coats of rainforest mat, and then flux on the rim and on the edges of the plate. Isn't that pretty? Wowza. Yeah. I like that. And it's nice and flat. So success. Pottery by, I don't know, sorry. Same, this is the papaya again with the poppy fields. A lot of stuff going on in the brand these days when you're getting ready for a sale. This one has all, as I said, alabaster, jungle gems, meadow on the top. Be a miracle if I don't break something. These are just straight on amaryllis on the top. It is the year of the mushroom, I think. This is just a little trinket dish. I've been watching Pottery by Jazz, I think is her name, and she's in, is it Singapore? Anyway, she does beautiful work. I did this before I watched her tutorial on how to do it, so I learned I'm doing some stuff wrong. But anyway, it's just a little flower bowl. And it's soft red with pearl white on the rim. Very pretty. These are the other 2 pieces for that mixed media piece. So I'll be assembling it onto a wooden frame. So it's the snowman, the little believe in the magic, and the star. With some E6000, which is a potter's friend. And the last is just some little magnets. Important to have those little things at a sale that people can pick up. Or little kids, sometimes they want to buy something. So always try to have some lower price points for sure on those. Marigold on the bees, and that the transfers were sandbow. Okay, last shelf. PEI guy. So this is they're all clear inside, I think. Copper float. Copper float. So look how dark it gets if you're not in a cone 6. But I like it. I knew it wasn't going to be like the copper float I did in the cone 6, but I wanted something very masculine. And this is my studio black. So I love obsidian, but it's expensive. And I've had a studio black that I've used for a long time, which is really glossy. It's a lovely glaze. If anybody wants a recipe, just chime in down below. It uses amazing stain called Best Black, and it's a very black. Like it's, well, when I showed you, if anyone watched the one where I unloaded the, oh God, I can't talk today, decal mugs, and there was the crow ones that were purple and black with the reactive red on the top, it got really smoky. So often you would see the black going blue, right? But it kind of got like a gray smoky color. Although if you put pure flux on it, it will go bluey. But anyway, it's a really nice glossy black. It's very stable for me. So I have quite a bit of it in this load. But I like that for a man. And then flux where they meet. Just for some interest. I think I have 2 of those. They both turned out lovely. The only thing I find with this black is it can get a little thick on you after a few days or a few weeks or whatever, so I just add a little water. I do not check specific gravity, I just kind of go by eye. I actually watched a video a long time ago by John the Potter, and he was talking about if you stir your bucket with like however you stir. Sometimes I use a toilet brush, sometimes I use a whisk, and he said if you stir it and get it going and then pull it out, if it only spins 2 or 3 times, your glaze is too thick. If it spins 5 or 6 times, your glaze is around the right. I mean, you start to get to know how thick the glaze should be, but that was a really good tip, so I use that a lot. Same one, but instead of just flux where they meet, I left a little band and I put flux and then sandstone. Now that is a handsome mug. And it's a good size too. Nice shape. I did two of those. Happy with those. Okay, here's the one that I've refired the other piece, and I'm actually going to go in and add more to this and refire it too. I love the look, but I had anticipated it going down farther, although I do get a nice drip here. So this would be the black on gobe on the bottom, over the whole thing, black on gobe. Then I did 2 coats of light flux and then 2 coats of sandstone. And I mean, look at the color. There's no blue in that. But I'm going to add more because I want it to be more like here. I don't want this. So this is a soap holder. So anyway, that's going back in the kiln. It's refire season. I hate refiring. Here's another piece with that double hydrangea, blue hydrangea, and then double rainforest, and then flux. Like, that's so pretty. I do a version of that with blue hydrangea and Norse blue, but it's much lighter. So this is just kind of like a darker. I think deep sea would get you close to, actually, but anyway, that's pretty. It's kind of in between deep sea and Norse blue, I would say. Pretty. Three more of these, and I hope they're okay because look how much it dripped. Do not want to refire that. And they look like they're fine. So it's raspberry mist, alabaster, Norse blue, flux, yada yada yada, clear inside. There's one more. When I'm getting ready for a sale, I try to do at least 4 of one glaze combo. 1 for glaze efficiency, and 2, sometimes people want to get multiples, so. Okay, so this is the same glaze combo as I used on the noodle bowl. So it's sunrise down at the bottom, ginger, and amaryllis. Look at that. I did 4 of these. I think they'll be really popular. I love them. I love that sunrise. I think I love the sunrise so much is because we have so many pinks, and I love pink. I mean, I don't love pink, but I mean, I love making pinks because I know my customers love pinks. But the sunrise has a nice peach undertone to it, so it's just a little variety. But where it hits the amaryllis, we're getting some pinks and purples. And very, very, very pretty. Those are gorgeous. I don't think they'll last long. Okay, what else? Couple more steins. So this is in my classic Temuco gold bottom, Laguna Park turquoise top, a little bit of flux where they meet, and then seaweed at the lip, like kind of just swoopy down and out. So 2 coats of seaweed at the lip. That's nice. That's a nice, got a nice big handle for big hands. We had gone to Ottawa on a trip, and this lovely gentleman took us out fishing, and he had a boat that was a name. And he had a little lounge at his house that everyone went to. So I made him a custom mug because I wanted to thank him for taking my husband out fishing. And then I sent it to him, and then they sent me a picture of him holding his mug, and he had the biggest man hands I've ever seen. And of course I hadn't made my handle big enough, so he kind of looked like he was holding a teacup. I mean, it was a decent sized mug, but it wasn't this size. If I ever made him another one, it would definitely be more in this line. It just looked ridiculous in his hand, so I don't know if he ever used it or not. I'm sure he appreciated the sentiment though. Okay, so this one is just Temuco Gold, Laguna Power Turquoise, and a Flux Worthy, just a little bead. And I didn't put the seaweed up here only because I didn't want it to run on the medallion. Yes, I do PEI guy mugs as well as PEI girl mugs. And if you're a first time watcher, PEI just means Prince Edward Island, which is where I live. Know me. So he is holly green, fire brick red. And these are just underglazes, and fire brick red and white underglaze. Those are cute. And this one is amaryllis on the top, soft red on the heart, and then I think I used kimchi on the bottom. There's not much variation in the colors, but still cute. And one last amaryllis mushroom. So that's it. I'll pop in next time I have something to show you. Take care.